Good evening everyone, hope you're well. A little late for the video this week on a Thursday night. A good week last week, wasn't it? No time to dwell on that though. Let's look ahead to this weekend. Some more selection from the Anytime Notebook for We Love Betting viewers. Let's start off at Vale Park, I think. Fully in agreement with Mark O'Hare about Port Vale's chances this weekend. They host Swindon. I think I've said plenty about Swindon's defensive problems over the last week or two. That run or that run of lack of clean sheets was extended midweek. They drew 2 each with Peterborough in the Johnston Paint Trophy area final. Worst news for Swindon. Jay McEverly got a red card, so he's going to be suspended for this weekend. Yasha Kassim picked up a 10th booking, so he's going to be suspended as well. That Port Vale price was got a little bit too big. I have no reason why it got a bit too big earlier in the week, but it's come back in, contracted to about 6-4, which is probably about the price they should have been all week. So they look a good bet this weekend. I've talked already, I think, this season about Mickey Adams' side doing well. Just the twice they failed to score at home this season. Peterborough and Preston are the teams responsible for those clean sheets as well. 2 defeats, so yeah, 2 recent defeats, but they're pretty strong at home. Carl Dickinson comes back in at left back as well. So things are looking good, I think, for Port Vale. The problem you've got is trying to find a goal scorer, I think. Tom Pope scored all those goals in League 2 last year. He's going through a bit of a barren spell, just 1 goal in 10. Perhaps lack of service, just not finding themselves the opportunities that he maybe would have got in League 2. Ben Williamson, Jordan Hugill, they're the kind of strikers on reserve. Hugill came from non-league, I think it was Gateshead, but he's opened his account already. It's just difficult to know who's going to start, who's going to get some game time. You imagine that even if whoever starts, that they might make changes after kind of an hour, 70 minutes or so, depending on how the game's going. Billy Knott looks a really good signing, I think, for Vale. We'll just sit in the middle of the park and pick out passes and play those through balls. And I went down the list, like I said, I fancy Vale to score. Not kind of backing anyone with too much confidence, but I thought Gavin Tomlin stood out probably at the prices. Can support either of the front players, whoever they choose, or be out wide. Had a hamstring injury around the turn of the year, but has come back, scored 3 in the last 4 home games. He's a nice price at 9-4, and like I say, just trying to pinpoint. I fancy Vale to score, but just trying to pinpoint who's going to get on the score sheet. And Tomlin looks as the reasons I could find for backing him as good as any other. So we'll stick him in for the first leg of the Anytime treble. So Port Vale could have a good weekend. Another team that have a good weekend if we go back down into League 2, Hartlepool, who are just showing the signs of some recovery. They head to Dagenham and Redbridge this weekend. 3 straight defeats in the new year for Hartlepool. They were to Rochdale, Fleetwood and Bury. Since then, 2 clean sheets in 3, including a win against York, and really unlucky. Really good performance in the 0-0 at Scunthorpe last weekend, when they could very well have got a winner, and a fully deserved winner as well. Kind of proved quite profitable, I think, kind of finding teams like this over the course of the season. Sides that go through a particularly bad run find it hard to stop conceding goals. They then find a way of shoring up the defence, and I guess then it's just they find a way of kind of making the best of their attacking outlets. So they head to Dagenham. They're on a pretty good run themselves. There could very well be goals in this game, I think. They've unbeaten in their last 3, 2 clean sheets in 10 though. Suggests that Hartlepool might get a bit of fortune in front of goal this weekend. I went down the list. The pin landed on Luke Williams, who's on loan from Middlesbrough, earning some really good reviews. Plays just behind Luke James in that Hartlepool front line. He's going to go off around 11-4. Hasn't opened his account for Hartlepool yet, but this looks as good an opportunity as any. So Luke Williams for Hartlepool is the second leg of our treble. And third of all, some real Anytime Notebook value. I think Carlisle host Gillingham this weekend. Gillingham doing okay, aren't they? Mid-table, had a couple of decent results. All of them have been at home though. I think they're not too far above the drop zone, but if they are to get out of trouble this year, then their form at the Priestfield is going to be vitally important. If you look outside your window, you see it raining, windy, those kind of conditions. If you've ever been to Priestfield Stadium, it's not a very nice place to go and watch football. And teams find it tough to play there, and they can generate a good atmosphere. And if they are to stay up, it's going to be their home form that's going to keep them up this year. However, this weekend they make the long journey north. I think probably one of the longest journeys that they have to make all year. They head to Carlisle, who are playing quite well. Gillingham take the league's second worst defence on the road. To Carlisle this weekend, as I said. Carlisle in different form. Again, their home form's a lot more solid than their away form. Won 3 out their last 5 at home. Beat MK Dons last time out 3-0 as well. And they scored 11 in those 5 games as well. So every opportunity, I think, that they can get at Gillingham this weekend. Brad Potts, I think some layers might have been a bit slow to react to his new position or newfound position in the centre of the Carlisle midfield. If you think back to a couple of weeks ago, we might have been talking about Brad Potts, Carlisle fullback, no goals in 50. However, Graham Kavanagh has pushed him forward the last week or so, playing in that centre midfield. Got off the mark, got off the mark in terms of his career in that MK Dons game. See if you can dig out that goal on YouTube. It's a real good kind of late run into the box, and just kind of like that, the mentality to get into the box, and he didn't stop running. And he created his own luck and found himself on the end of a decent cross and put it away. He takes a free kick as well. Last 2 games he's scored 2 goals and fully justified them in the centre of that midfield. Some layers have reacted, some haven't. I've had my couple of pence each way, and the prices still remain as of a Thursday evening. So he's going to go off around the 16-1 mark, which looks a very good price for a player that has scored 2 in 2. And he's now playing a little bit further forward than he was previously. So we'll stick him up. Brad Potts for Carlisle, 16-1 as they host Gillingham. We also had Gavin Tomlin, 9-4 as Vale hosts Swindon. And finally Luke Williams at 11-4 for a Hartlepool side that may get a bit of joy when they head to Dagenham. Whatever you're backing, have a great weekend. Hope it's a profitable one, and I'll see you next time.